Welcome everyone to a 1v1 matchup. We've got Jester and Gaignun going head to head here. Ought to be a fun one. This is a debut for both players in this tournament, and the first time we've seen Gaignun in a good while now. Let's see, not the best aura start for Jester, but he did use something. Could have been a block there. Gaignun looking to move in, using a heat while on the way. Purify already for Jester. Gaignun seems unperturbed, wants to get back into the mix. Does eat a bullet of fire, though. Jester getting some of that cheeky damage down. Gaignun now a little more confident with a shield. Glacial Wall's going to be working wonders if that's all Jester can mount right now. Oh, Blazing Sword. Oh, it's interrupted, but that one connects. And Sky Pursuit. Jester just straight up jumps off, probably to grab a fortress. Gaignun freezes again. Cartwheels a second. Another attack in hand. I think he's going to be anticipating the fortress as well, and that he needs to crack it. Goodness, not even getting like the footstep sounds. Everybody's just having a good old stare down for a moment. Sometimes you just got to dig and find what's next. Neither player's really willing to get back into the mix yet. Gaignun's all the way up to 12 aura too. It's interesting. Green in hand. I imagine that's what he's been waiting for. Possibly with a vacuum slash to crack the fortress. Jester hoping to catch him on the drop down. Gaignun manages to get away. Oh, he was nowhere near enough to use that vacuum slash. That was just a little too hopeful. He was nowhere near close enough. Jester didn't even have to jump to get away from that. Jester's still just keeping his distance. We haven't even really seen him attack Gaignun yet. Oh, once again. Too far away when he starts it. Gaignun's melee game not quite working out. Still got Tiger Strength Ice Sword, but I don't think that's enough for the moment. Sword cancel from Jester. Doesn't trick Gaignun, though. Oh, he dove right into that one, but he does at least avoid the follow-up. Gaignun's still just holding on to the ice sword, it looks like. He may have overwritten it and I didn't notice. But I don't think so. Overwrites the Tiger Strength, actually. Find that surprising. Jester canceling with the lightning sword. He's got a heat on now too. Fakes the shield, fakes it twice. Gets it with the lightning sword. But did he get the fortress? Oh! Gaignun loses the shield. Back and forth the lightning swords go. But who lost what? Gaignun most likely lost the glacial wall. Because I believe it generally takes your lower aura cost defense first. In fact, I'm correct. He does have the fortress still. Turbulence takes away that tiger strength. Return to nature takes care of the heat, and we're back to square one. Everybody's down to 3 capsules, a shield, and a couple of attacks, and it is low on the health count. Both these players taking their arsenals to the max. Playing a very technical game. Both these players towards the top of the rankings and expected to do well in this group. Oh, he did get faked, but Jester didn't follow it up. Honestly, the Willow might have hit anyway because of the timing. Jester likely to still have his fortress as well. Good timing. Oh, there's a glacial. That gives Jester a wind of opportunity. Gaignun with a nice cartwheel versus the Willow there. It's not an easy cartwheel to pull off. Willows are very difficult to get away from. Especially in the high pressure situation like this. Oh, he does eat that one. Jester times it well. 5 to 5. Lightning sword takes the wall of fire. Oh, what a nice dodge by Jester. Keeps away from that flame sword. Gaignun not playing around with it. Blocking the willows when he has to. Lightning sword and flame sword still in hand for Gaignun. Willow and lightning sword for Jester. We've got a minute 30 left. There is a possibility this goes to draw, but I don't think either of these players is going to do that. I think one of them is going to find an advantage and get the kill. Jester does have a capsule in base. Looks like he's not interested in it. He's going to pass on it. That glacial wall does give him a pretty big advantage, though, because Gaignun, even if he gets a good fake, it's not likely that he's going to get through that glacial wall. So he needs to get around it or get a good counter hit whenever Jester goes for an aggressive move. Jester is just calling the fakes. Good cartwheel. 35 seconds left. Another good wheel there. Keeps him away from those willows. Doing a very good job of staying away from those. Jester is putting on such good pressure, too, with that. He's got the advantage with the willow versus cartwheeler and the glacial wall. This is his game to lose. Gaignun hits the hit and the pursuit! Caster Curse strikes and Gaignun takes game 1. Boy, this series is delivering right off the bat. What a good technical back and forth out of both players. Gaignun pulling it off just at the end. He was waiting for that hiccup. It came at just the right time, and he had the Sky Pursuit to finish it off. I thought he'd still been holding on to the Lightning Sword. See, game 2 appears to be going to lane. I'll go ahead and put that in the chat just in case Jester hasn't noticed it being changed. And here we go. Uh-oh. I've done goofed. There's nowhere to jump. Gaignun with an Enviro start. Jester stuck at 2 aura once again. Another slow aura start for him. Both players up to 4 now. Doesn't look like either one has moved towards the other. Now we've got the footsteps. I don't know why last game I just couldn't hear their footsteps. It was eerie. Gaignun camping that base. Not sure what he's doing here. Trying to assert dominance. Rock shots coming out. Man after my own heart. More rock shots being thrown out. We see a yellow aura out of Jester. We already saw the blaster, so we know he's running optic, but it is primarily optic. There's purple out of Gaignun, and then there's the flash hole, so now we know that he had Faith. So it's Psycho Faith. So far we only know about optic for Jester. Wouldn't be surprised to see Psycho out of him here as well. Maybe a Psycho Burst deck. He's seen Psycho Burst take down Gaignun before. Throwback to the old Shadow Shield series versus Gaignun. If you haven't seen that one, go ahead and go back to the old video. Shadow Shield versus Gaignun. I think they were in Group C 2 1v1 tournaments ago. Legendary 6-game series where Gaignun, probably the easily reigning best player at the time. He does eventually win that tournament, but in the group stage, he loses to Psycho Burst from Shadow Shield. So, very fun series to watch. I'm sure he wished everyone would just forget it, but we remember. There are the 2 quantum amps. We've seen those now, so it is almost guaranteed to be the Vibration and Psycho Burst deck. Jester's got 3 attacks in hand, so one of those has to be Psycho Burst or Vibration. Gaignun continues to play it slow. Jester looks like he's trying to crack that flash hole with the blaster. Gaignun obliges him too, and there's the Vibration blaster right after. Picks up another shield. Races that one too. Jester can probably eat these losses though. Those are probably the only 2 flash holes, and now both of them are gone for Gaignun. So this is advantage for Jester at the moment. Because that Psycho Burst is going to be hitting big. Gaignun, in fact, uses Mephisto's Pact looking for an appropriate shield, anticipating it. Oh, there's the Photon Burst, too. Nice little switch hit. Photon Burst, or Photon Barrier, too many photons here, is effective in this situation as well. Rock Shot could overwhelm it, though, or get over it. So Gaignun has some windows of opportunity there. Without an acquisition, though, that Rockshot's going to have a tough time finding a good connection. That or he needs Jester playing more aggressive. Looks like it's Psychic Wall, that sounded like. Which still isn't going to stop Psycho Burst. Okay, Gaignun's hit in the lift. Doesn't really do him any harm. Sardonic Jester looking to hit that Dazzle into Burst. Either Photon or Psycho. I'm assuming he has both in hand at this moment. 12 capsules in and that many Quantum Amps. He's probably got more than one Psycho Burst. First Rock Shot connects. That's the first real damage of the game. Mephisto's Pact was self-inflicted. 5 minutes in. First blood. Padding the score at this point. Gaignun's not quite in one-shot territory. But 14 damage would put him real close to being dead. Also means Gaignun, if he's running Fire Gehenna, can't really afford to use it. Because that would eventually drain his health to one-shot territory. Eraser finally used against the Rockshot. Gaignun, when he runs Psycho, likes to fall back on the Railgun, so I'd expect to see that now that he's at the 7 capsules. He's probably been using that Rockshot playing the long game to get through whatever Ray Shields Jester had. Still has the Reincarnation as well, but I would expect Railgun. There's an Excalibur, too. There's the Railgun. I called it. He has both. Playing the long game. Now Jester is just Photon Barrier against both of those attacks. Very dangerous. Gaignun gets hit! Dazzle Psycho Burst for 16. He had to know it was coming. Oh, he can break that, though. Psycho Shell is broken by Excalibur. He's got to be careful, though. Jester's very good at walking those swords. He walks a sword, he counters with Psycho Burst. That's game over. Gaignun having PTSD flashbacks of the Psycho Burst from Shadow Shield. Tropic Thunder 2 featuring Sardonic Jester and Reborn Gaignun. Or maybe it's Apocalypse Now. I don't know. There's a lot of Vietnam movies. That laser is lethal. Gaignun's got to be careful. Jester can take the trade. Gaignun cannot. I still feel like the play for Gaignun is to get back in there with that Excalibur. Set it up properly. Break the Psycho Shell. Break his spirit. But Jester, having broken through those flash holes earlier, he holds the cards right now. Those manual aims are so scary. Oh! He does get the trade! Jester at 3. He is in one-shot territory from any of the abilities Gaignun has now. This game just got turned upside down. Once again, Jester had the superior position, the superior hand, and Gaignun manages to outplay it, bring it back to a one-shot game. I still like Jester's hand a little better. But Gaignun now can feel a lot more confident moving in with that Excalibur if he so chooses. Those manual aim vibration lasers are scary, though. Getting to Jester could be very difficult. We're down to 56 seconds. Once again, both these players playing to the absolute limit. Gaignun's a very patient player. He's only going to move in if he thinks he actually has the win here. He had the right angle with that there, but Jester chooses to jump down and hide. And he's safe from the lasers there, more or less. Oh! Long-range game, not quite paying off. That's a draw on lane. So on a draw, you move to the next map sequentially that hasn't been played, which is Sign. Here we go. Four-hour start for both players. That looks like a blue aura for Sardonic Jester. Yes, so Kai base, nature base for Gaignun. Tiger Strength. Looks like he's running what he had on Palace, the Tiger Strength nature. Nice early Ice Sword and the Backdraft Bullet. That's a huge 9 damage onto Jester early. Jester sticks around even, though. Or is he leaving? He's leaving. He's got to leave. Key Faith out of Jester. Didn't manage to catch that block, and boy, did he pay for it. Good wheel. Gaignun's back in with the Ice Sword and likely still the Backdraft Bullet. Jester, now aware of it, should be better about blocking it. Iron Skin, broken though by the Ice Sword. Gaignun does get hit by the combo. Oh, Jester almost took a free 3 damage there by falling off. Good cartwheel by Gaignun prevents the follow-up, but he does eat a reincarnation on his exit. Jester doing a good job to even things back up after that brutal start. Having a bit of a stare down once again. Gaignun still got the backdraft bullet, I'm assuming. He's got the angle on Jester now. Jester's only got the one shield. He's got dash. Dash and hyper kick. Oh, Gaignun's got hyper kick and flame sword. He has dropped the backdraft bullet. Oh, the lack is just barely dodged. That's so hard to dodge, too. Jester takes another 4 from the hyper kicks. That lack could have been absolutely game-changing, but at that downward angle, Gaignun is able to cartwheel it vertically. Jester not able to follow up that hyper kick. Both of them take a tumble, but Gaignun still favors that trade. Jester deciding to play up high now. Not a bad choice against all of the melee that Gaignun has brought. Keep your distance. The map is falling apart. Dash is going to get ever more dangerous here. So Gaignun putting melee pressure on him is going to be better and better. Because the more he has to use dash to get away with it, the more chances he has to fall off, just like he did moments before. Gaignun's got solid defenses, not worried. Cartwheeling can do the same thing, though. The more Gaignun has to cartwheel, the more likely he is to take a bad wheel. Dash is a little bit more volatile, though. Gaignun avoids the reincarnation. Oh, not that one. A good play from Sardonic. Picks him up a 5 damage change there. That really changes things. Gaignun can't afford any more bad trades like that now. It's a much more even game. It looks like this might just be the standoff. Neither player willing to move. Both so patient. Who's going to blink first? Jester does. He blinked. Oh. It is the lift game. Without a ranged ability, though, Gaignun is a definite disadvantage here. Takes another reincarnation. Gaignun takes another reincarnation in the lift here. Absolutely schooling him right now. Needs to find another option. This is not working. Drops the Tiger Strength. I think he's only holding onto the hyper kick right now as it is. Purple in hand. Maybe he has the return to nature next time they play the lift game. Get the knockdown. Hope for the roll-off. Like, there's a solid chance of that. Is Jester anticipating it, though? There it is. Oh, but he doesn't block it. Oh, goodness. Jester takes the shot, and he picks up the win. I think that's, what, 1-1 now? Goodness, it's gone so long, I don't even know. Yeah, that's 1-1. It's a tie series with a tie on lane as well. This one is going the distance. It is not, however, going for speed. And I am all alone. All alone. I wish I had a co-caster. Everybody yell at choices. Yesterday he said he wanted to do the series with me, and then when it didn't happen last night, he said he wouldn't do it tonight. We were playing games before this too, and he said he wouldn't come cast this with me. Now here I am, all alone, going on a half hour now. Three-hour start for Jester and an Enviro. Might be trying something cute here. Gaignun moving in with 4 aura, 3 attacks. We do see faith-based out of Sardonic and a nature-based out of Gaignun. For those of you who aren't familiar, the color surrounding your avatar indicates what school you're using. Or if you're using multiple schools, which school has the most skills in it. So if you have, say, 9 nature and 6 optic, you'll glow green for nature. A little bit of a trade there. Jester takes 3, Gaignun takes 5. Looks like Jester is trying something cheeky. Necronomicon. That will inhibit the reincarnation of Gaignun. I've seen him using the Willow, so that means he's got a rein. Or maybe that was the Willow of Jester? And the Hyper Kick of Gaignun? There's a bit of a mess down there, I couldn't quite tell. Gaignun eats the Willow, though. Jester takes the jump off the map, actually. He's kind of trapped there, and I guess he didn't have enough offense to keep up with Gaignun there. Just decides to peace on out. Take the damage. Gaignun's already up in his face, though. Ice Sword. Doesn't freeze. Necronomicon's working here, too. It's actually a pretty good call against these. Not that Jester seems to be benefiting too much, because he's still getting hit, but that will neuter Reincarnation and the Ice Swords. Also, Lightning Sword if Gaignun has it. Won't take any defenses away, but he's still getting the 2 damage down. Ice Sword is still very difficult to dodge. And Gaignun's forcing him either to get hit or take the dash. Ooh, Gaignun loses the auto shell. Tried to cartwheel it. It was a good effort. You know, you've got the extra insurance in the bag. Not a bad call. It's unfortunate that he wasn't able to cartwheel it, but that does work out well for him. I think that was Return to Nature, I suppose? I thought it was a Turbulence, but then I didn't see him lose any skills, and I don't believe Necronomicon affects that. Nice combo, or counter, excuse me. Gaignun's really whittling him down. 6 health. Another Ice Sword. Doesn't connect, though. Another purple in hand for Jester. Could be looking for a lack or a diabolical trick. Gaignun patiently just following Jester. This is a patented Gaignun move. It gets in a lot of people's heads. He'll just follow you and wait for you to make the mistake. And more often than not, you will. Jester there trying to jump on the barrels is not smart. Still just the protect circle. Gaignun missing a couple of windows there where he could have actually comboed. He still catches that hyper kick with the fortress, so advantage heavily to Gaignun right now. Oh, a late Armoros. Could cause some problems. Throws out a jackpot. Gaignun will just flash hold that. He can dodge it quite well for a cartwheeler, but if you have the flash hole in hand, it's worth it, especially when Jester's this low on capsules. Gaignun now moving in with likely a diabolical trick, and there is nothing Jester can do about it. 2 capsules remain, 1 capsule remains, and yeah, Jester's just going to take the jump. Even if the last one is an attack, he can't afford it. Gaignun bleeds him out. Versus the Necronomicon, no less. The Necronomicon meant to bleed out Gaignun. He outlasts Jester. Takes a 2-1 lead on Refinery. So Jester will be picking for us. We'll have to see what he decides. I haven't seen them communicating in chat, so they must be speaking to each other, at least in between rounds. Looks like we're headed to City for Game 4. Jester, it's a smart choice, going to City. I don't know if I'd want to go as coin flip as Pano. Would be probably my other choice in this, just because that's such a chaotic map. But City is a great choice here, because it is one of the few that I would say is straight up jumper advantaged. Highway might also have a bit of a jumper advantage in a 1v1, just because some of those long lanes can leave you very vulnerable to lasers if you're a cartwheeler. But the boxes here especially make it so that jumpers can't be hit as easily. They have a really good melee advantage, but neither one spawns in that direction, so unless they decide to take the fight over there. And I'm going to get an angle on this. Jester moves in. I'm assuming that was a hyper kick he hit with. I missed the first one, but I'm assuming it's Tiger Strength hyper kick Willow. And Gaignun did eat the kick. Guard. Yep, that it is. Gaignun's up to 9 aura. Walking those hyper kicks very nicely. That's the right way to do it as a cartwheeler. As soon as you cartwheel, you're in trouble. Looks like he actually used a Mephisto's pack there. After being down in health. Oh no! I think I know what this is, and it's dirty. Jester's just running for his life. The lifts here give him a big advantage against what Gaignun's trying. I'm pretty sure it's Miramasa. Or as Gaignun likes to call it, Many-Masa. He's got the lead, and so he's going for the memes. Oh, and he's got the lightning speed now. He uses another. Just throwing his health down the toilet. He doesn't even care. Jester, this is really his play, is staying up high. I don't know if this is where I would have done this. Oh. Things are bleak. That's a Miramasa and, what do you call it? Replication or recollection? I think it's recollection. Demon's Wing now used for Gaignun. A little bit of invisibility. But he lost the lightning speed. He's only got so many Miramasas left, and Jester, not Jokers, is wise to the game. Oh, he misses the block. He can't afford to use his next Miramasa. This is going to game 5, folks. Gaignun would have to hit 2 recollections back to back. He can't miss either one, and they would have to be both recollections and neither one of Miramasa. Those willows from on high. He already overrode a Miramasa, so one of them's a recollection. He had to overwrite the other one. Jester's got 2 shields, too. Gaignun has to hit both. So many jump lifts and the box advantage if Jester so chose. I understand the desire to be funny, but... Oh, he does hit one. He gets the style points. But I don't think he's got anything else in the tank. Unless he's got like a Rian or something. Oh, he misses the block somehow. Oh, that's unfortunate. Jester takes game 4. City, definitely not the place to use Many-Masa as a cartwheeler versus a jumper. Game 5. Gaignun's choice. I'm gonna guess Highway is going to be his choice. We're missing Highway, Pano, Fade City, Refinery, Lane, Sign, Palace. Yeah, there's only 2 remaining, so it's Pano. No, he goes for Panorama. He actually goes for Panorama. It all comes down to the coin flip in the end. Be a big thing to put on his resume if Jester can take Gaignun down here in game 5. Admittedly, Gaignun softball pitched game 4. But boy, what I want to call it like a big upset. Gaignun's rusty though, so I don't know if I can call it that big of an upset. Jester has decided to come and help me along, I suppose. But I will kill myself anyway. Thank you, Jester. Some jackpots thrown out now. Maybe Jester can hear me. Maybe that's why he's trying to kill me. He's upset that I called it that this would be an upset. I know sometimes that I try to mute myself on here, but the voice chat thing on here is a little wonky. It's not 100%. Jester's definitely an A-tier player here. Players like Gaignun and Xanxus, though, have been kind of on a tier of their own. There's not very many players that rank up that high. So even as good as Jester is, I would still have to qualify this as an upset if he pulls it off. Gaignun showing some of the rust in this series, and the many Masa for the memes. But I'm certain he's going to play serious here in Game 5. It's anybody's game, though. Jester's been playing him close, even in the regular matches. And there goes an Iron Skin. Lightning Sword takes the second shield, and the Sky Pursuit hits for 8. Gaignun now with a Tiger Strength as well. That's what he got from the Sky Pursuit. He does eat 3 from the Willow. Could have just blocked twice. Little cocky. Jester does get some much needed room from that Lightning Sword. But he gets another. Doesn't hit it for the extra Tiger Strength damage, though. Leaves Jester at 8, but the Lightning Sword's getting expensive. Picks up another attack in the base. We've seen this one a couple times already, so it's likely Vacuum Slash, Flame Sword, Ice Sword, of that nature. So more melee. Oh, Gaignun actually has to cartwheel away from that one. Reacted to it a little bit late. Jester's just on the run, hoping to get some cheeky damage from this jackpot right now. He wants to keep as much distance from Gaignun as he can. Oh, a good attempt at the combo there. I gotta say, I'm a fan of that. That was well played by Jester. It didn't bear any fruit, but it was a well-coordinated attack. Oh, Jester gets hit by his own. That is not a good day. Oh, that was really close again, but it was a little bit less timed. You can see it was moving forward, and then Gaignun stopped to block the Willow, so the jackpot continued forward. Gaignun's just got to catch him. He's still got the advantage, but he has to actually catch him. Jester has another shield, too. Oh, we're laying an Enviro. What do we got here? Another Necronomicon. Oh, he manages to jump that up there. Vacuum Slash doesn't connect. Spins in a whirlwind, and Jester manages to jump the tip at just the right time. And in theory, he could stay up there. Gaignun may want to consider adding some ranged attacks to this arsenal. Even if it's just a bullet of fire. Guard now. He's able to keep up with that. Just barely. Gaignun gets his second heat before Jester has an answer, though. Can't block it, he'd break it. Oh, Gaignun gets hit for 8 from the jackpot, and suddenly things aren't so bleak for Sardonic Jester. Tiger Strength making up a lot of difference here, and jackpot's paying its price. Jester could honestly sit on top of that locker and just use jackpot. Or on top of any locker, honestly. He could go right there, jump on that locker, and just stand on it. He does not. Possibly doesn't realize it. Gaignun's found his second heat, though. He can crack guard now with what is likely a Flame Sword and possibly a Vacuum Slash in hand. He may still have the Lightning Sword as well. Worth noting that if it is the Ice Sword, that doesn't crack it, and he would have to use the Lightning Sword, if that's all he drew. But he can break guard. He's got to be wary of that 5 damage Willow, though. If he gets tagged by one of those, he's in one-shot territory. Oh, once again, Jester is monstering those combos with Willow Jackpot. I'm absolutely loving this. Fantastic combo. And I traditionally hate Jackpot. Oh, he misses the block. He gets too hypey, and Sardonic Jester takes the series in a 3-2-1. What a series. Jester pulling out such a good combo and usage of that there towards the end. Congratulations to Jester on pulling out the win.